Okay, welcome to a class on the nasals, which are m, n, and ng. Yeah, ing. This is obviously in a lot of English words. Present continuous always puts this at the end of the verb. I am writing, he is singing. Now I hope you can hear that end. Singing, writing, that ng is the ng, okay? It is different from the m, which is made with the lips, yeah? M, and from the n, which is made with the tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. N, as in no, being the most obvious word, and that's why n is associated with negation. And when you think about it, the word no in many different languages always seems to start with a n. And I want you to think, when we're doing euphony, which is we're gonna talk about a little bit about euphony with these two letters later today in a second. I want you to think about what kind of words in your own language mean mother and warm and womb and month. Because what you might find, and I think you very often will, is that they use the same letter in your language as well. Yeah, I know, of course, we all know that no is very often a n sound. And by the way, nose is very often a n sound in a lot of different languages. Okay, so that's why we're looking at euphony. But we're also focusing on pronunciation. So let's look at these three, these minimal pairs for the m, which is with the lips, m, and the n, which is with the tip of the tongue, n, and this ing, which is not the tip of the tongue, it's the back of the tongue which touches the roof of the mouth, yeah, and it's voiced. All three of these are voiced. M, your vocal cords are ringing. M, n, ng. Yeah, and that ng is the back of the tongue. Now, it's just going isn't going to help you. Let me put it into some words. Whim, yeah, whim. This is a word. Whim. If you do something on a whim, it means you do something just because you fancy doing it at that time. It's like a sudden, unexpected desire to do something, a whim. And if you are whimsical, it means that you do things spontaneously very often. A spontaneous desire, that's a whim, a spontaneous desire that you haven't had before. But whim, win, yeah, like win the football match, win the poker, win the competition, and wing. Wing, wing. They are very different, yeah? Whim, win, wing, yeah? Whim, win, wing. So it's m, n, and then at the back, ng, yeah? It's at the back of the mouth that you make that last nasal sound, that ng. And that's the letter for it in phonetic alphabet, yeah? It's like an M with a long tail. Okay, let's try the next one. Simmer. If you simmer something, you are lightly boiling it. You're doing it so it's bubbling, but it's not violently boiling. It's just on the cusp of boiling, on the verge of boiling. That is to simmer something. So very often if you're cooking soup, you might need to simmer the soup for 10 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever. Simmer. Sinner. Sinner is a person who sins. Sin is something that is a religious concept, and it's when a person does something against God's law. When somebody transgresses God's law, they sin and they become a sinner. And of course, we are all sinners, and even Adam and Eve, after the Garden of Eden, they became sinners, yeah?